And we are on
Cool.
with our finale of Masks.
Um, I just needed to mention it because I did go to a game store and I saw it. There is now a. So we're aware of what Warhammer is, right?
It is a weapon
Fantasy
and a
wargaming
tabletop.
minis.
Yes, and a tabletop game.
Yeah. Um, then we're aware what Dungeon Bowl is. Not
I do
Dungeon
not.
Bowl. I got it
Blood
mixed
Bowl.
Blood
up.
Bowl?
Blood Bowl.
Blood
The
Bowl,
Dungeon
yes.
Bowl is the
Blood Bowl.
product I'm leading to.
Ah, okay.
So Blood Bowl is the fantasy football that uses Warhammer rules, and you paint little Warhammer minis to play football with, and it's really funny. And I really actually decided I'm going to get into it at this point, as opposed to just joking about Blood Bowl.
I do like the Blood Bowl video game. I have Blood Bowl 2, and it's great.
Yeah. But I went to the game store to try to see if they had, like, a starter kit or whatever. They didn't. They did have something called Dungeon Bowl, which is apparently Blood Bowl in a dungeon, so there's traps.
That's even better. That's just better.
We're just
Amazing.
rebuilding Mutant League football at this point.
It looks like when I pulled it up on Warhammer.com, it is $178.50.
That's.
I'm not saying this
How
is a
much
cheap
does it have?
hobby.
Like, how much does it contain? It's Warhammer, so
There's two teams in one
It's
dungeon.
Games Workshop, so 3 minis.
I was gonna say
3 minis.
somewhere between 3 minis and 10.
Yeah,
But a
just
team,
that no one else-
is like 12, isn't it? 8 or 12.
Yeah, you need like 8 minis. And they sell Blood Bowl teams as units, like as a full team, so you get like 9 minis for like a Blood Bowl team. But I would kind of want to kit bash them.
Yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah.
I just had to immediately throw a tangent before we got too into it. And I'll have more tangents later when we talk about new and upcoming concepts for games.
Mhm.
Because I have a stupid
Interesting.
Kickstarter that's supposed to show up soon.
Ooh.
So
Yes.
that felt like good one-shot material.
Yes. That would be great.
Nice.
Okay. So I think what probably happens is like if this was a multi-issue like what is the comic specific word for multiple issues in one book again?
Omnibus?
Omnibus. Yeah. You flip the page from the end of the last thing, and then there's just like all black with in comic text 1 month later is what it shows. And then you flip the next page, and I think we see somewhere we haven't seen before. At first, it's confusing as to what exactly you're seeing because the everything looks upside down, kind of like that shot from the first Spider-Verse movie where the city is on the top and the sky is on the ground, and there's a large tower going down. But it isn't a skyscraper. It's this large stone circular tower that seems built. The next panel shows the interior, and everything seems vertically mirrored. People are walking like we follow a like shimmering cloaked face hidden figure as they walk down like the upside down of stairs, which are still remarkably similar to stairs, but they pass by like upside down torches that seem to be burning just fine, and the whole thing is very very much like mirror imaged, but in a different way. We show a few panels for perspective of shots of the tower is large and wide with several chambers they pass through. There's one with like snarling strange creatures. There's one that is basically like a magical library with moving glowing books that seem to be organizing themselves by themselves. And then they get down to like their workshop where we see this wand workshop would look like large magic ritual circle in the center, tables surrounding it with various components of shafts and like feathers and strange glowing like potions and substances that seem to get poured into the middle of a hollowed out wooden core. Like it looks like a mixture between a carpenter and an alchemist workshop. Um, it seems to be the lowest level of the tower. Um,
Would you make wands on a lathe, or would you like hand carve them? Is it like a draw knives kind of situation, or is it like spinning on a wood lathe?
I mean, if they're custom order,
I
it's
would say,
probably
yeah, I'd say the ones
Just
they're
because
typically
either is
making.
best.
Yeah, I think we probably see some of both. In the background, we see some sort of automatic, tools that are working on wands en masse. And in the foreground, we see him carving like very precise sigils that glow as he finishes them one by one into one that this man is holding. All we see is this like gray Merlin Dumbledore-esque beard, and then the face is covered in shadows.
You see, but the lathe is run by magic instead of electricity.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
yes,
it's
obviously.
electricity.
Yep.
Oh, good. Yes, there's a small enchanted fairy-like creature trapped in a treadmill.
Just running.
I was thinking even more depressingly, spinning with hands. Just.
it's a living.
Yep.
Boss, I get my 10-minute break soon.
In the corner, not everything turns red, but there's a red glow in the corner, and the man looks over and approaches a sort of now red tinted crystal ball that is alerting, and he says to himself, "Intruders," not with almost curiosity. He waves in front of the crystal ball, and it zooms in, and we see the four of you. Probably with like minor costume changes, I'm guessing, potentially, like depending on how you look. Still recognizable, but updated. Um, I guess my first question to you as a group is, how did you find and break into the tower? Right now, its big thing is it seems to be upside down, but other than that, I leave it to you.
I think we had to track down a magic artifact, and then, well, I don't know. We had to track something down first.
I think part of how we managed to find it was a tip from the audience.
Ooh, I
They
like
noticed
that.
We were doing a lot of working with wizards, and someone phoned it in.
You got a
Literally,
lot of
you
like,
got an
cottage core
anonymous
witches in
tip.
your audience.
An anonymous tip which may or may not have been from one of the wizards themselves.
Yeah. Perfect. I like it. Okay, so you found your way to the tower. It is more than just hidden. It probably has some initial defense that you've already overcome or bypassed. Maybe like
Yes.
a golem or something, like a typical wizard's tower sentry.
Gargoyles.
Gargoyles, yes.
Yeah, yes. There's a pile of shattered gargoyles.
Excellent. Who's covered in dust the most? Who shattered the gargoyles?
That's probably me.
Probably Glitch.
Yeah.
Excellent. And the four of you are now racing down the stairs as well, trying to find the wand maker. All of the previously ordinary flames burning upside down on the candlesticks all turn a violent scarlet blood red in the fantasy version of a klaxon alarm, and it's
Yeah.
obvious.
I'm pretty sure they're doing the Mario thing where they're balls at us.
Yeah. Perfect. The old man says, just sighs to himself wearily and says, "Heroes, take care of it." He just like says it to the crystal ball.
What do you call us, heroes or adventurers?
Heroes, he said.
Dang it.
He maybe catches himself. He's like, "Wait, what year is it?" And then says, "Heroes." But he waves his hand to the crystal ball, says, "Take care of it." And you all hear a roar, crashing out from one of the doors, like breaking it down. you see this enormous manticore that seems to have been let loose. Crashes into the large stairwell and sees the group of you. It seems just enraged, ferocious. I don't think it does anything special right now. I think it's just going to charge the closest of you it sees. Who is that, and what do you do?
I'm ill prepared, but it's me.
Perfect.
I'm not ready to wrestle Manticore, but I do think countercharge just with my body.
Do you
is the
play dead?
answer.
Does it?
No, just run into him. Really?
Have you changed your name officially to Morg the Unliving Ragdoll yet?
Nope. I'm still the haunted hero.
Okay. Is there any reason that this creature wouldn't grab you and like mangle you and think it has killed you while you're distracting the others, or is that what you're planning to do?
Oh, my plan was to wrestle my arms off.
Okay. Let's go with that. Are you
Yeah.
throwing them like bones to fetch?
No, I'm gonna wrestle him down. Wrestle the
with an
Manticore.
arm.
You're gonna.
No, with both my arms, and then detach myself from the arms and leave them to hold the Manticore down. That is the plan.
Hold on. What's this guy's name?
I don't know if I can physically picture that, but I'm willing to let it
You
happen.
have a detached eye seeing in the first.
No, I think you're
episode.
good.
Yeah.
So, oh, yeah, that's true.
No, I'm gonna just normal wrestle him down, and instead of actually using my body to hold him, I just pretend like I'm still holding him, and then just run away, leave the arms to keep him in place.
Okay.
It's not gonna last forever, but it should get us
You're
down the
directly engaging a
hallway.
threat. Yeah.
And Jordan, are you furiously Googling arms fall off boy?
Yes.
Because that is an actual like character.
Oh yeah, he is.
Here we go.
What?
DK.
Isn't he an X-Men?
No, he's
Oh,
DC.
Okay.
Yeah. TDK. I probably
Arms
posted the
fall
GIF
off, boy. Oh, yeah. Him.
I'm doing one of those, but less good.
Less, like, it doesn't float by itself, but otherwise the same.
No. Yeah, same concept.
Great.
And he still
And I
feels
need-
pain and can die, because I remember what happens, like, a few seconds later is they shoot the arms, and it turns out that
He goes,
he gets shot in the arms.
What
Yeah, you're definitely better than him.
Now, I need to ask, for metagaming reasons, am I using my power to overcome an intellectual obstacle?
You are not.
This
A
seems-
manticore
this
is
seems
not
like
an intellectual obstacle. If you were presented like 3 statues and a riddle, maybe. And that may in fact be your next obstacle, but not right now.
One of us tells only truth. The other one only lies. You pull off your arm and go, "Is this my arm?"
All right. Do I have a situational bonus for unexpectedly removing limbs?
I think that's what allows you to do this in the first place,
Ah.
given that it is a manticore with
Did I do
cool.
good?
No,
Nope. No, I did not.
Hold on. You rolled a 4. I need to update the cameras. There we go. That's our 4. So yeah, the manticore, I think,
Is not restrained.
it is not restrained. It's, I think when you feel like you almost have it restrained, before, I think the it doesn't have the space to take flight. The poison of the scorpion tail won't really harm you. I think what it does is it just uses its brute strength to sort of roar and break free. It grabs both of your arms in its mouth,
Of course, yeah.
breaks them with its
Mhm.
lion teeth, tosses them to
Yeah.
the side,
hmm
and I think it's gonna like with its spined body just sort of knock you to the side, stunning you for a bit. You're gonna. I don't think you will take a powerful blow because you can't really die. You're just gonna take a condition.
Cool.
And I think it's going to advance on whoever else would be next to it. Whoever volunteers solar.
Yep, I've got a thing I'd love to do.
Yes.
Are you also gonna take your arms off?
Not quite.
Maybe not. They aren't so
Our team power.
reattachable.
Yeah, they're less detachable and not reattachable easily.
Just checking. So we still have the Manticore, but Ollivander or whoever.
Later
was
down
saying
below,
he
you haven't
was-
found him yet.
Wand
The
Maker.
Wand Maker has not. You haven't seen him yet. You know you're in his wizard tower, but that's
Do we? Okay, so right now the only person we have in the room is the Manticore. Then?
yeah. You're sort of still on the stairs going down. You're next to the floor that is full of caged creatures and animals. This one was let out. But they're still like howling and yowling from inside, even more so than usual because the creatures are agitated.
Would you
The one
say that there is somebody present in this scene? I am trying to activate time for the show, which I'll copy paste here.
Is there a cage
Yeah,
full of demon lemurs?
I would say actually the Wand
Um,
Maker is present in that they are watching from their crystal ball
Absolutely. All right.
for the purposes
In
of
which
this.
case, I want Solar to kind of step forward and just kind of pulling her hands apart, make almost one of those. Oh, this sounds awful. I guess like a whip or a lasso out of fire, and just kind of like crack it and try and control the Manticore that way. And
I
just try and
love
keep
that.
it away from people.
Yeah, circus performer kind of style.
Yeah.
Manticore
Exactly.
Tamer.
We pull out a
Absolutely.
wooden chair
My
somewhere and
next
go,
job.
demon.
Yeah, my next D&D class, Manticore Tamer,
Yep.
does not come with a companion Manticore. You just get all of the skills to
And then you have to go
interact.
find your own Manticore.
You don't get to keep them either. They're not connected to your class at all.
No.
You just have all skills to train them.
Yep.
And there's no way to level them up, so by 10th level, useless.
Well, unless you can start handling multiple Manticores at once.
Ah, the army of manticores.
Yeah.
The Manticore breeding program.
Yeah, it's Manticore, but it ends with a P instead of an E.
Domesticated manticores.
Is that character named Siegfried or Roy?
Whichever one didn't get eaten.
Actually, I disagree. I think it should be the one that did get eaten. Because that's what's going to happen to this character as well.
Marissa, roll plus superior.
All right. Oh, I can just press that button. Cool.
Just make sure if you have any. Yeah, +2 is right, I think, because you can't have a +4.
Glad this is the last episode.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Is this where we die in a wizard's
Is it
tower?
time to spend team?
Yes.
Do we have a team?
Or if people want to spend team, they can do that. Otherwise, I'm acting selfishly. here.
I can spend team.
Sounds good.
I pre-poisoned myself.
I love it.
Oh, so when it ate your
Tainted
arms,
meat.
it got poisoned. That's amazing. All right, so that brings up to a 7.
All right.
Name one NPC present.
The person watching through the crystal ball.
Yep. The named NPCs must either volunteer help or information, express admiration, or ask for your help. The GM's choice. Perfect. So, with a 7, so you aren't directly harming the Manticore, but you are keeping it distracted and busy.
Yeah, my intention was trying to my intention was to let the others have a path past it so that we could keep moving on.
Perfect.
With the 7, I'm not sure that works.
I think that actually does still work. The others run past you. You're staying here while you keep the Manticore busy, basically. In a you go on ahead, I'll handle this style. And I think we see the Manticore is like pacing in a ring of fire. You kind of have it. You're in a standoff with it. Anytime it lunges at you, you can like whip fire at it and it bounces back. But you can see if you lose focus for even a second, it can get you. It can like it might. I have a few ideas, but yeah, you can tell that you're dancing on the edge of danger. One of the red flames from the nearby upside down candelabra starts moving and showing a like bearded visage of a man, of the wand maker, hood and beard and all, and you hear his voice to speak to you after the others have left, and says, "Your powers with fire are useful, almost as good as my own. It's been some time since I've taught an apprentice. Are you seeking knowledge, child?"
Great. I found I mean, yes, I am, but not from you.
A shame.
As I
Hmm?
keep the Manticore
Yeah,
at bay. Sorry,
you keep them at bay for now. I think you just
I
see.
could be convinced, basically.
Okay.
I'm not.
In that case, yeah, he says, "We do not know what we do not know. This reality you're in is not the one you're used to. Things don't quite work the same down here."
And where is down here exactly?
A realm of my own discovery. But I
And
can.
how does this realm interact with the city up there? Points and almost gets decapitated as I have to.
Yeah, as the Manticore probably like shoots some spines at you from its tail and you dodge.
Yeah.
So many
There's a lot going on with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So many questions. Well,
I'm just lucky it's poisoned.
my tower was here before Halcyon. Before anyone else decided to settle in above, I was here. And if you wish to know more, well, and right next to you, a dimension door opens, inviting you to step through. And we're gonna cut there.
Good.
The other three, you're sprinting down the stairs, leaving Solar to her questionable fate. And
She's fine.
Yeah, she's definitely fine.
Totally.
Yep.
Not being
I
tempted at
yelled
all.
that you could handle this. It's fine.
Yep. You reach the library. As soon as you enter, your footsteps seem to be magically muffled, making very little sound. It seems different than like when the camera was showing it in the intro, when the wizard was going down. It seemed there was only one shot and it looked busy but straightforward. Looking upon it now, it looks like all of the bookshelves seem to have arranged into some kind of labyrinth. And where the rest of the tower is big, but like you can still see the other end. It's not that far. Like it's big for a tall tower, but it's not that big. You can't see This is like you've entered into the halls of Moria kind of thing, where you can't really see the ceiling or other side of the wall anymore in this library. There's still endless books, like sort of floating around, and the muffled sounds of like paper shuffling. Kind of like the ocean, actually. It's what it reminds you of. But you don't see any obvious threats, just not any clear way through. What do you do?
I have a thing for this to set up void.
Oh.
I like it.
Yeah, I have the one thing that I can do when I encounter a new supernatural thing.
Ah,
When you
yeah,
first
reading the
encounter, yeah,
files.
yes. Yeah, I want to do that to figure out 2 weeks. Not figure out, to tell the world about this room to set up void to be able to break this puzzle.
To
Yeah.
solve it or break it?
I've been reading.
Break.
Yeah, you've been reading the DMG.
Guys, I ran over the month. I ran a Tomb of Annihilation.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't touch any mysterious spheres.
On a hit, tell your team what important detail you've learned from your studies. This is achieved with a careful array of gravity runes that, like, warp space-time. And you know what? Warp space-time, void. Void warp space-time. So we can just break this room.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, so
And on
the
a 10
fact
or
is
higher
that
with
this,
your roll, there's no twist or anything. You just say it, right? That's how the.
on a, yeah.
On a 7 to
On
9,
a
I
hit,
add a twist, but you rolled higher than that.
on a 10 plus, I can ask the GM if a follow. Oh, no, you still tell me if anything seems different from what I remember.
Okay.
And then on a 10 plus, I get a follow up question.
Ah, okay. So I think, this is different from what you remember in that, the moving enchanted books were not what you saw before, that are sort of populating and busying around the area. And they, as soon as you enter and start like explaining or even just saying like we talked about before, the books all freeze, and if they had faces, they would look at you, but they all seem to like point a bit towards you more. They seem very um and then they go back to normal after a second. They seem potentially dangerous and reactive.
Anyone have a good follow up question? Do we need to know about these books anymore?
Swarms, flocks of floating books.
Are the books still affected by black holes? Is the question.
Yes, they are.
Good. I'm pretty sure that answers yes
Books
for
have mass.
everything.
Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, plan still a go.
Do I go Super Saiyan or do I just roll Freak?
That's up to you. You could try to charge up here. Doing so,
Is this a huge room?
There would have been time to.
it seems supernaturally large. Like I said,
And we're planning on breaking the part that makes it supernaturally large.
Yeah.
That's fair. I think I'll just roll Freak. I just like
Just to
going to
overcome the
channel-
obstacle, typically.
Yeah, just to channel a big black hole, and the new part of my costume is like little screws that will automatically drill into the ground so I don't get sucked into my black hole.
I like it. Just like, yeah, you just plant your feet and then
There's like a thing that comes out from your calf that's like a tube that telescopes out from your calf and
it's
just
like that.
drills into the floor.
Hilty bolted into the ground. I like it.
excellent.
All right, yep. Rolling Freak. Do I get a plus to this because of your thing or no?
Does been reading the files give a bonus?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
But I gave you the fictional positioning to do it, but I did want to do some sort of like setup because that's actually what my powers are supposed to do.
Makes sense.
All right. Boop. That's an 8.
So either it's in a limited or risky way. What is it? Hold on. The exact wording. Or it's you take a condition or you do it in a I guess my question to you is, are you taking a condition?
Yeah, I'll just take a condition.
Okay, cool. So you just do it. I think in this case, the condition comes from the books do still react to you using your powers, but you are probably able to either summon another black hole or like protect yourself from them. When they react, they just start like flying towards you in a large bludgeoning swarm. Um, so you can just put a black hole in front of yourself, and they'll fly into that instead.
Yeah.
They're the lost knowledge does make make you
Yeah.
feel something.
So the answer to the labyrinthian puzzle was a sphere of annihilation.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
That's what dungeon designers don't want you to know. A sphere of annihilation and/or fireball does fix most problems.
Fireball would probably work here too pretty well, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. So I get a paper cut and I get angry.
Perfect. So with you interfering with the like gravitational ruins, there's some like fractal reorganizing of all of the shelves, and they start moving on their own and sort of folding back into each other. And after several seconds, you are back in a like relatively small, ordinary, seemingly non-magical library. And then there's like stairs down, not far from where you are, and probably a few floating books, but they seem like disoriented and just kind of like some of them are just floating repeatedly into a wall or something like that. Like they're not a threat.
There's a bunch of bookshelves that are like paper thin, sandwiched in between other shelves now.
Yep.
I was thinking it was just one hallway, and it's just a complete collection of the Complete Idiot's Guide to, and that.
That's it. That's all that survives.
Excellent.
It's too mundane for the magic to affect that hallway, so that's what's left.
Yep. Okay. So, three of you continue down, and I think here you find when you emerge into the bottom chamber, I think my first question is, Solar, did you step through the door, and are you already waiting down there?
Yes, I stepped through the door. And so I presume I am?
Yes, if you did, then you are.
I think there was a beautiful leap through the door as the manticore charged, and it winked out of existence.
Perfect. Whoever's running first, as you reach the lower level, you bump off what seems to be an invisible wall of force that's been summoned to block you. Just Solar is in the room. But you can all hear the wand maker as he says, "Good. You made it. I was just explaining to your friend here the many things we could learn from working together. I am not a young man, and the benefits of youth are many." Solar, how would you say your body language is? Are you still combative, or you've had a minute or two?
Here's a
through here?
Yeah.
question and a half.
Two
How
whole
well
minutes.
How well do we think that our team knows each other by this point? Especially given that non-verbal communication would have to be happening quite a lot.
Yes.
Morg really only knows your schedules. Like, that is the piece of information that he has retained the most of, is your schedules.
Perfect.
Less so about what you actually think and feel. More like, what do you do every day?
I think the wand maker also says, as I've been explaining to your friend, this live streaming technology doesn't work here. You'll find these frequencies of broadcast get twisted up in my tower.
I mean, fair enough. I think my question to the rest of the team still stands. My intention, I think, here is to look interested in what he is saying and not actually be.
Okay.
But it depends, I think, on the team as to whether or not that is being picked up.
Whether or not they buy it, or yeah.
I don't think Glitch would think you switch sides that easily. I mean,
Yeah.
So
That's never happened
What?
before. So
Yeah,
This definitely had so much lead up.
I also don't think Void would, because that'd be a really awkward conversation to have with his brother about, hey, I I killed your brother. Like, I think he just thinks she wouldn't do that.
Okay. So you're all acting, or you're either
Fair
not doing
enough.
anything
So
or
I'm
pretending.
acting, and exactly how well I'm acting has yet to be determined, but at least my teammates don't buy that I've gone onto the other side, which is good.
Perfect.
yeah, you don't normally go to the other side. So
Excellent. So the wand maker monologues as he explains that if you join him, you could unravel the mysteries of the universe, and that the wands that he was making for those thugs is what he demeaningly calls them, though not entirely inaccurate. Were merely a means to an end. That true wizardry, true power, in what he says is it's not something that can be taught, and it's not something that is just taught. Actually, he says not something that is just built. It is innate. It is something that you are or are not. And I see within you, so he says, looking at Solar, the spark of greatness. Yes?
as his attention is turned, I would like to test the invisible force field. We can see through it, right?
Yeah, you can hear through it too.
Cool. Light can pass through it.
Yep.
Then I'm gonna pass through
Yep.
it.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm gonna charge up.
I
Too,
don't
because
think
I
that's
can
even a
see
roll, because this is very specifically. I don't even think this is a roll to use your powers to overcome an obstacle. This is.
He just is made of light.
Well, you're made of light, but also there's no real consequences if you fail in this case. The wall itself, at least, doesn't have consequences. So I think.
yeah, it's just not an obstacle.
Yeah, it's not an obstacle to you in the first place. So.
Okay. Then yeah, I would like to pass through, and I think I'm gonna wreck a wizard.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, what does
So,
it look
yeah.
like when you do that?
Well, as he turns towards Solar, I'm just gonna quietly pass through and then leap forward and just deck him.
Just deck him. I'm reminded of my fighter move in Chasing Adventure called Percussive Counterspell.
yeah, it's a can't cast spells. Faces.
Yep. Get their
All
mouth
right.
just get their mouth to swell up to.
Oh no!
Oh boy.
That's double ones.
Don't worry. Oh, we can't double help.
You can if acting selfishly as happens and you help with team. If you
Well,
so
Do we have?
so you're at 0 right now, but I think it's time to enter combat as a team before let's go through this, because this sounds like it's what's happening.
Okay.
Was the first part of it. So, when you enter as a team, gain 2 team. So,
Oh, okay, so we just gained 2.
and then we'll answer the questions, and to a degree, again, this is going to be prescriptive by you guys. Like, you can sort of decide some of the answers more so than usual for this one. Here we are. Oh, it opened it in the. Oh well. Does the leader have influence over every teammate? So, step 1, who's the leader?
I have a move called Gang Leader.
And also, we are
bonus.
punching a wizard.
And
I
we are
thought
punching
for
a
either,
wizard.
Yeah. I think I'm
Yeah.
going
Well,
with Morgan.
the answer is no. Then.
Perfect.
No.
Okay.
But we do get an extra team from Gang Leader.
You get an extra team? Okay, so 3 team. Does everyone have the same purpose in the fight? Yes. So 4 team.
Punch
Yes.
the wizard.
If any team member mistrusts the leader or the team, remove a team.
No.
Not in this instance.
No, you're all picking up on the fact that Solar is playing along.
Yeah.
Okay. Is your team ill-prepared or off balance? Also, no, I would say.
No, we prepped for this one.
Yeah. Okay, 4 team. So yeah, if we both, if people want to double help, or we want to have Glitch act selfishly and someone help, go for it.
My move says carry +1 forward. Is that for, or is that for the team?
I don't know what that term means actually. Carry, at least. This is the move from your gang leader move.
Yeah,
What playbook is that from? Is that from Protege or something else?
I'm pretty sure it's from Protege.
Okay, I'll take a look at it now.
Carry +1 forward if you are the leader. I think that
Yeah, that means you have +1
you.
forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I was just trying to see if I could pass that +1.
I get it. Yeah.
I have a way to help here,
Mhm.
so I could be the help. I just wormhole me and Morg through the barrier also. So now he has to look at 2 directions of attack.
Like to a
instead.
different direction. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay. That's good with me.
Do we need another source?
Yeah,
of
we need
help?
one
That's
more.
up from 5 to 6.
Then I'm happy to make a distraction here.
What does it look like?
And basically go, well, I'm flattered that you're wanting to recruit me. If you're looking for innate power, you were calling to the wrong one of us. The person you should be looking at is right over there, and
Turns
pointing
around
at
right into
Void.
Glitch's fist, basically.
Sure, that makes much more sense.
Could do Void.
Turns around into Glitch's fix, but I am gesturing at Void,
Makes sense.
or where Void was.
I like it. Okay. That's a 7. So you get to exchange blows with them, Glitch, and still, I believe, choose 1, if I'm not mistaken. Yep.
Yeah. You know what? I'll resist because actually, no. You know what? I'll create an opportunity with
All
it.
right.
Why not?
If you're creating opportunity, then yeah, he doesn't really get a chance to react. I think you still take blows, but what happens is as you start running towards him, you step on explosive ruins, which is gonna, I think, in this case, this is 5th edition one where you get to like choose the elemental type. So I think there's a crash of lightning around you.
And they weren't runes of polymorph sheep.
They were not runes of polymorph sheep. You're gonna take a
Runes
powerful
of finger of death.
You're gonna take a powerful blow, I think, from the wand maker himself. You're getting hit with a 5th level spell, I think it is.
It's either 5th or 4th.
Oh.
Either way, you're getting hit with a powerful blow.
It goes boom.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's 3rd.
It's still gonna punch. We'll get to that. It's a 3rd level
Yeah.
spell? Okay.
It's a 3rd level spell. That's crazy.
That's a 9. On a 9, choose 1.
Depending on how this goes, like narratively, this will inform what happens.
I will mark 2 conditions.
Okay, so this might just be you power through it, basically. Like there's an explosion, but between your powers and durability and stuff like that, you could just charge through the lightning explosion and punch him in the face. He gets knocked to the ground, and
you know what? I'm going to try to absorb some of that lightning and charge up my power with my new burn and flares.
I like it.
Oh.
Okay, so
nice.
in that case, you'll probably be using the opportunity that you might be granting your allies to do that scot-free if you're right next to him and doing it. But I think, yeah, he gets knocked to the ground. You can see that he's obviously not as fragile as he looks. There's a sort of an... you hit his mage armor, basically, like an invisible force field just around him. You don't connect directly with his skin, but you still knock him to the ground. He still looks dazed, if not directly injured by this. What does it look like as you absorbing this lightning, then? I'm imagining Glitch, your appearance changes during this.
Yeah, I think you just see he becomes a bit transparent, and you like see the energy like coursing through him, and it starts sparking off into little motes of light that sort of change shape as they fall and hit the ground like sparks.
Perfect. Void, do you want to charge up at the same time?
Yes,
Okay.
we do the Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. So both of you charge up as the wizard takes a second to regain himself. But he looks up and sees a charged up semi-transparent glitch and says, "You're fascinating." Um, and then he, I think, as someone is like probably about to strike at him again, you've had your opportunity already. So he mutters something to himself, a magic word, and then seems to turn invisible.
I would like to know exactly where he is. Because we've already established that illusions don't work on me.
We have established
We've
that.
established that. We've
Yeah,
established.
Illusions only work on the living.
because we had the definitely not piles of wizard
Of bodies, yeah.
which was
Yeah.
not bodies.
This is one of those you don't count as a creature, so it doesn't fool you kind of things.
You count as an object.
Corpses count as objects in D&D rules.
Yep.
Excellent. So I think there's no role for this because it's just been established as it happening. So you were the only one who maybe you see him like maybe semi-transparently, like it's pretty easy for you to see him, but you can see that he is invisible to everyone else.
Yeah.
And he quickly scrambles away from Glitch, and goes into one of the corners of his workshop, and he looks like he is about to. He already has it in mind. He doesn't have to look for it. He's about to pick up the wand that he was like manually carving before. Everyone else except you, Morg, obviously is probably looking for him. What do you do?
I can either provoke him. I think provoking him is the correct answer.
Okay.
I would like.
You're gonna need to figure out a way to say it so that your words have like you have to make him susceptible to your words. So it depends what those words are.
If it helps, I can help with that. I wanted to kind of provoke as well. I wanted to start just burning every wand I could see in the hopes of making him come back to stop that. Can that make it susceptible?
If Morg is talking about that and and provoking him to act in relation to that, absolutely.
Okay.
See, he hasn't been proven macho enough for like the provoke that I want, because the provoke that I want is that I'll fight him with my arms tied behind my back while I have arms.
Yeah.
But I don't. He does not shown to be. He's been shown to be more Riddler than Bane, I guess.
Yes. He's classic max int min strength kind of guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to explain. Yeah, I'm gonna say like something along the lines of wands and magic aren't the answer to everything in the universe. Magic can't explain me as I kick my shoe at him or something to let everyone know where he is.
All right.
You just huck your leg at him and it's
Yeah.
No, it's just the boot. It's just the boot.
Roll to provoke. I think Solar, I think maybe if you want to, you can pocket the burning of the wands. I think telling the wizard that magic isn't everything, that hits a bit of a sore spot for this guy.
Yeah.
Fair.
Telling him his doctorate's useless.
You spent how much money on Wizard College?
Yep.
That's almost as bad as Clown College, which is what Wizard College is.
Okay. So with an 8, they can, instead of doing what you say, what did you want them to do?
I wanted them to get mad that I saw through his illusion and
Drop it?
come swinging.
Okay, yeah,
Which would
because
break the illusion.
it's
'Cause an
not greater
attack roll breaks an
invisibility.
illusion
It's
spell.
regular invisibility, which means it breaks when you attack.
Yep.
Excellent. Um, so they can stumble, air, or overreact. Um, oh, you already have a oh yeah, you just use your +1 forward against them because I don't think you can choose to hold on to that. That actually
No, so
brings it
that's
to
a
a
9.
9. Does someone Solar, if you want to help, that will actually bring it to a 10 then.
Absolutely.
Okay, that means we have one team left
same-
afterwards.
All right, got it. I'm making note.
We have a lot of burning wood around in the room,
Yep.
and I mean, I'll say something along the lines of, "You're not anything without your wands."
Okay, perfect. Yeah, he says. You hear his voice booming and says, "I made those wands. They're all." I think he starts like yelling at you about basically how the wands are just a reflection of how great his magic is. And I think he's going to do. Ooh. Give me a sec. What's like a quintessential high level D&D spell that isn't as silly as Wish? Because
Magic
silly.
missile level 1.
Magic missile at level 9.
Oh, that is brutal. That is actually brutal.
There's Finger of Death.
There's meteor swarm.
Meteor
there's
Swarm.
Belif's acid arrow.
that's a level.
No, I know what he's
Fire
doing, Morg.
spells.
Morg, he raises his hand towards you, and a beam of energy, of a beam of energy starts flying
beam?
towards. Yeah, he's passing disintegrate on you. That might actually work, and you feel maybe the first time in decades the jolt of your withered adrenaline gland telling you like you might actually want to dodge this one.
Well, it turns out Morg is dead, so always has 0 P.
Yeah.
So I do think I am now just ahead.
This breaks the invisibility. Well, he's shooting it at you. With a 10 plus,
Yeah.
it isn't hitting you yet.
Wait, I have my shielding flare.
You do, and you powered up.
Yes.
Hold on. Let's see here. Okay,
I
I
was
have
just gonna
-2
take
to
it and-
defend.
You're just gonna get turned into like a pile of dust.
I was gonna
Cartoon,
just be ahead.
Cartoon Network style pile of dust
Hold
with
on.
some eyes blinking.
Here's
I
an
think that
idea.
one might actually re-kill you for real, though.
Defend in the sense that I'm opening a wormhole in front of Morg that the exit is opening in front of the wizard, so he is disintegrating himself.
Do you have multiple burn that you can spend to redirect an attack?
I have 3 burn.
But is one of the things you can spend it on to
I have shielding.
you shielding? Okay,
You know,
I think then
expect it to do that. I have move too.
I think in that case you'll spend the burn to defend him, and then probably you're both defending and engaging a threat at the same time. Let me think.
I mean, I have reality storm too, which is this.
Yeah, let's first roll to defend.
Okay.
Because that's what you still have to roll when you spend that burn, right? You just do it with a different stat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
this
use
is
freak.
the savior.
Let's start with that.
So I will take the -2 because I have insecure.
Okay. And if it succeeds,
It doesn't.
I have the boost flare. I will assist.
okay.
So
What does
I
it
will
look like?
channel light into your white hole and just make it
Nice.
Excellent.
more robust.
So that's a 7, and then what can I do on a defense?
On a hit, you still protect them from harm, I believe. But it costs you. Expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation.
Oh, let's escalate.
Okay, perfect. So,
I'm not getting exposed to a disintegrate.
yep. So I think what happens is with the help, instead of going into the white hole that you were hoping it would and then come out of a black hole, or the other way around, the disintegrate seems to just like bounce and ricochet off of it. and it hits. It's gonna hit the one of the large glass containers of strange substances that was being poured into wand cores. It disintegrates just the glass container around the substance, which then starts pouring out onto the table full of wands. Which, as we've seen before, they can get weird when they start having
I hope
issues.
Table
that
full of
Yeah, you
on-fire
get
wands.
a wild magic
Yes.
surge happens.
Yes,
Oh,
the
they're
very
on fire, too.
Yeah, so they're already sparking.
Yeah. Um, I think these were we've already seen like some weird polymorphic effects before. Um, I think
Can these be summon wands? Can we just summon?
I think that makes the most sense, especially with the creatures from before. Were probably some of that like experiments with that. So yeah, wand of conjure animals starts malfunctioning,
Conjure
and
I want
animals,
a
conjure
skeleton. Give me a skeleton. I need some arms.
demons.
yep,
I need some
Give me a
arms to beat up.
skeleton.
I need some new arms to beat them up.
yep. Now on a PC, NPC threat. On a defend, Void, you still get to either add a team to the pool, take influence over more because he's the one you protected, or clear a condition, even on a 7 to 9.
Let's clear. Oh wait, that's actually that roll is wrong because I use freak and I have hopeless,
So,
so it should be two
okay.
more.
So it was actually an 8.
Yeah. So you didn't need to spend your flare. I was like, wait a minute, because I looked at my
That's fair.
conditions.
If you want to get a 10 plus, then the flare and the last team could be spent. If we don't want to cause conjure animal storm.
I kind of
Kind
like
of-
that though.
I like the
Well,
conjure animal storm. I also like disintegrating him from the back.
Oh, on the 10 plus
Disintegrating-
would.
On a 10 plus, there's no
Oh.
downside.
There is no 10 plus on a defend.
Exactly. The 7 to 9 is a twist. So on a 10 plus, there is no twist. If you wanted to disintegrate him from the back, I would then ask for another roll. But then if you succeeded that roll, it would work. And you can still make that roll if you roll a 10 plus on this defend.
For the no twist, could we have the conjure animal wand go wild and immediately disintegrate, like the animals spark into existence and disintegrate beam hits them? And so it's in and out in just 2 seconds of the poor.
It could be,
wand.
yeah. I think it's up to you how you want to play this in terms of do you want to double help to get a 10, or do you want to keep it at that 8?
I think we keep it at the 8 because I can even at the 8 I can still use I can still try to hit him with the disintegrate, right?
Yep.
Or is that only okay?
No, because the disintegrate hits the.
We can hit him with
hits
something
the
else.
vial.
There's plenty of ways to.
Okay, we'll hit him with something else, and I
Defrock
will
a
clear
wizard.
hopeless.
So yeah, every animals start like popping into existence with clouds of sparkly, clouds of sparkly smoke, and there's croaks and ribbits and baws, and it's a full-on animal alphabet here.
A is for abomination.
Yeah. A is for aboleth.
B is for boulder.
And everything starts just going to chaos. The wizard is no longer invisible, but I think he just yells like, "What have you done?" And
I didn't do it, dude. You did it.
he starts trying to flee. There's only one exit, the way you guys came from. None of you are near it right now, but he's not near it either. So he just starts running on his ordinary human wizard legs.
Okay, I got a thing. I think I can just spend burn to do this. I would like to yeah. I'm going to spend a burn to create an object with my powers and spend another burn to animate it independently of myself. I would like to wrap him up in some kind of, let's call it a huge blanket, but I'm gonna muffle any sound coming out of his mouth so he can't cast spells.
Yeah, you're wrapping him up mouth
You're-
first.
You're ruggo smothering him. Is that what you're doing?
Yes, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. You don't have to spend burn to create or animate the object. You probably still will need to roll, or you don't have to roll
No,
to create or animate the object, but you might to use it on him, if that makes sense. Well, actually, no, that's fair. That's the thing about having it act independently of you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then yeah, I think the rug appears in front of him and just kind of like dives on him, like probably flying carpet style at first. And
No, the rug gives him the people's elbow.
From the top rope.
No, I think it just materializes in front of him as he's running. As soon as he steps on it, it just snaps up, wraps around him, and rolls him on the ground.
Yep. Yep. He's fighting it. He's struggling. He's trying to say magic words muffled, and they aren't doing anything. The rug though is wrestling him back. You have some time, I think, while this is going on. He's gonna be a bit until he can do anything. If you want to do anything with him, the animals some of them seem to be poofing out of existence, but in general, as the wands are continuing to conjure more of them, the room is getting more and more flooded with some frogs, and I think you probably see a chomping chest or mimic or two. The room is getting more crowded.
Do we
Most
just
of them
take
are
the
still
malfunctioning wands and stuff them in the end of the rug?
Oh, I could just teleport him away if we need to.
This is a very, very on fire, animal filled room with a lot of panicking people.
Yeah.
You know what would be the perfect place for all those people to go? A callback to issue number 1, where we fought malaria in the zoo. They are now in a zoo enclosure.
That's kind of great.
Yeah.
Do we just? I was thinking we just run this guy to the regular police station.
Once the animals are gone, we could just grab them and be like, all right.
He's restrained in the rug.
Yeah, he is.
We
Yeah.
can just
Void, you can
run
spend
him
2
across.
burn to teleport anyone with you, right?
I can. So this is move. Spend move to move. Spend burn to move to any place you choose within the scene, breaking through or slipping past any barriers or restraints in your way. Spend a second burn to move to any
Okay.
place you've previously been. So can I just open up a wormhole and be like, go, get out of here?
Yeah, you can kind of just open up a wormhole to a zoo enclosure.
Back to the T-Rex.
Yeah, that'll be fine. They'll be great there. No issues.
It's fine. They just needed a snack. They deserved it after the harm we caused through a snack machine in the first mission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good treat
What
for
exactly
the-
is the interaction
forward.
between genetically modified T-Rexes and
magically
magical animals when
conjured-
consumed?
Well,
technically,
one of them
they're
will probably gain
summoned, so they poof.
superpowers. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I think the animals, with you spending 2 burn, I think that's probably enough to, grab the wands too, because they're doing their thing where they're kind of like up in the air. Every time they they conjure a spell, they seem to like spark and get some like force to them, and they're kind of jumping into the air as they keep giving off spells. I think it's easy to suck them into the black hole too.
Yeah.
Assuming just the animals and wands are going into the black hole, you can then close it behind you, leaving just the 4 of you and a very smothered wizard. Okay.
Job's done.
Yeah. He looks at you, all of you, and he's still like he fights his mouth free enough to say, "You don't know what you're," and then it grabs him again, and he's trying to give his like captured villain speech, but he's not able to.
Nope. I don't know about you, old man, but you better get used to the inside of a cell.
And a gag.
A wizard-proof cell. Like, I'm sure we got wizard-proof cells.
Oh, well, probably.
At this point, probably.
Maybe.
You just get a friendly wizard to cast silence on it with permanency. That's all.
It
I
only
don't know if
costs 1
friendly
point of
wizard is something that all of you guys are familiar with as a concept.
It's true.
No. It only costs 1 point of constitution. So it's a thing to ask of someone.
You'll just get slightly more sick all of the time. 5% more easily injured.
Or we put him in a lead line cell. That way he can't teleport out.
Listen, we did our job. The rest is an Aegis problem.
Yeah,
I
That's
don't.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we cut to you guys getting out of the tower. What was like? What building did you enter to get into it? Like, what complete
manhole cover.
manhole cover?
Manhole cover. It's always
It's
the
just
sewer.
it's just this individual manhole cover. When you open it, it just stares downwards instead of the rest of the sewer.
No, it flips. You
It's
go
the
through the
oldest
manhole
manhole
cover,
cover.
and you come out of a manhole cover at the same time.
Oh yeah,
It's a manhole cover in a constant puddle that acts like a mirror, and you had to pass through it. So yeah.
perfect. Yeah, you get back out into the world. Solar, you finally get a bunch of texts that are going through now that you have a signal again from your cell phone saying like your stream cut off. What's going on? I'm assuming everything's okay. Let me.
You don't have a buffer?
I don't think it's that long of one.
It's like a minute at most, I think.
Yeah, the whole thing about the
No,
live
it's not
stream is
very-
is
Yeah.
yeah. Short buffer, live commentary.
He just had to fill dead air for like an hour.
Yep.
Good thing we did all those ad reads.
Yeah.
Thanks to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring
Yeah.
Solar Stream.
No.
Thing is, I think it's possible that Dexter might have done that without ever telling you.
We just clipped our voices from the stream.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's occasionally you get sent random products and just saying like yes with Dexter saying drink this and then therefore he can legally say that you do in fact drink this. Okay.
Somehow liquid Raid Shadow Legends that you're advertising.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So
Solar uses NordVPN.
you're kind of in the I'm imagining it's like the middle despite the like creepy wizard tower and probably the square cutout windows showed like a night sky or something like that. You get back upside and it's like 2 in the afternoon. There's like post lunch break work traffic from downtown the city. It's very suddenly kind of a mundane. Very you return to the mundane superhero world. Dragging this carpet wrapped up guy. Is anyone waiting for you? Or is it just sort of the four of you like, okay, we did that?
We probably call Aegis.
Yeah,
I
like we
figure it was
get
more
out
of
and
a-
there's all kinds of like police vans and whatnot. Hand the
Okay.
dude over.
They were waiting and ready to take him in.
Because this was a planned.
Yeah.
Planned.
Yeah. Listen, he's been doing a lot of wand smuggling in our district. We had to nip that in the bud real quick.
Excellent. Okay, yeah, so then I think we see there's a special like police van with I don't think it wouldn't be as simple as like arcane ruins on the bars or something like that. It would probably be something weirder where the bars are like
Giant cloud of incense.
I like it. Yeah. A mind befuddlement incense or something like that.
It's Aegis. They just drug the shit out of him and throw him
Yeah,
in the back of the
that's
van.
fair.
Yeah.
They inject something
Oh, yeah,
unlabeled.
two guys grab him, the third one
Yeah.
puts an auto
He's like
injector
halfway
neck.
through saying a magic word finally when he loses it slurs and then he slumps. Excellent. I think you see well your mom was looking for a new job. She probably got offered one at Aegis. So I think you see your mom like unmasked.
Is she our handler?
I think she probably might in the month have yeah, she's like wearing a suit and she normally I think is like obviously you've seen her unmasked, but I think she doesn't go by her pseudonym anymore. She just goes by like her normal name now.
Mhm.
so you can see her like badge and stuff. But she walks over to you. We can see that it's the same person, but very different clothes, and she says, I think she's maintaining the professional veneer, so she's just like, "Good job, heroes." Void, and then she names each of you. We'll take it from here. He just thanks you.
Yes, the handler Barlow.
Yep, that's her name, and she's perfectly fine with it.
I think Solar looks over at Morg and says, "Do you need some new arms?"
Yeah, do you have an extra set?
No, but I mean, they might be able to get them for us.
Does Aegis have a set of arms for our undead
Does anyone bring my
companions?
backup arms?
Backup arms?
I think, yeah, some like nameless intern agents bring over like probably a rucksack full of spares that they probably retrieved it or you previously gave it to them to hold on to of spare limbs.
Cryo case. You open it up and the fog spills out. There's just two
Yeah.
arms.
I don't know.
It's a
I don't
rucksack
think that
'cause
you keep it that nicely.
my spares are mummified, so there's two.
Yeah, they're just covered in bandages.
Two bandage wrapped arms that I'm shoving up inside the sleeve.
Yeah. The interns are muttering to themselves about like, "You sure he didn't take that from a museum? I think they're homemade." Ugh. They're like wondering where you got mummified arms.
I don't know what's worse.
Yep.
You had to either look up mummification or you stole mummy arms.
No, the worst part is the EMT over there with the staple gun going.
Yep.
These are biodegradable staples, so they will be fine.
Okay. So I think what else? What do you guys do now as you have finished the sting? A great threat has been taken off of the city and has been removed from the board. The wizard gangs are still around. They still have wands and probably will for years to come left over from this operation. But things they should slowly start to lose power now.
Yeah.
The tide has turned.
I make sure to tell not Aegis. I make sure to T and not actually the people we're supposed to talk to.
Okay.
About the wizard tower. They should probably stick someone in there to make sure the gangs don't go back down there to make their own product.
Yeah, they're planning to send in a full investigative team, and they gestured over to like a whole group of people in hazmat suits with scanners. Like they're prepping to go in now.
Okay, so it's
Are you
going to be the
going-
upside down staircase, and then you take a left, and then you take a up, and then you take a down, and then that's how we got there.
Perfect.
The room with elevators doesn't go to any other floor. You just keep opening at
Do you remember
elevators.
or do you forget to tell them about the manticore still out
I
there?
was just about to say there may or may not still be a manticore somewhere in there.
AKA.
I don't tell them about the manticore. I just mentioned the cool elevator room that I made up.
Excellent.
If you hit the demon summoning circle, you've gone too far.
Yeah.
Cool.
You need to go the other way, floor-wise, from the demon summoning circle. That's on the
Whatever you
ceiling
do.
floor.
Yeah, you have
And
to.
whatever
It
you
counts in
do,
prime
if you
numbers.
enter into a room with an eye on the wall, just
Do
leave.
not look at
Oh,
Just
yeah.
leave.
Yep. There is no good
Do
that can
not
come from that.
investigate.
There is probably a secret door behind it. It is not worth it.
That was the worst trap I've ever encountered.
Same, dude.
I've said this before, but I do not gel with Pathfinder adventures. I've
That
run
trap was
3
so
now, and I
awful.
haven't liked any of them. I've
It
wanted
didn't
to like.
kill you. You just stared at it.
Yep. So, any other like epilogue?
You guys want to go to Denny's?
Do you take out your frequent customer card or something like that?
Listen, I
we're
got one more
9
punch
cents.
and I
Yeah,
got free pancakes.
Yeah. Do we get what's that show? Like Stand By These Sentences at Denny's?
Oh, I was thinking of like in the Sandlot.
Yeah, where they get like the
Those are so
sentence.
long. Oh yeah, we're just fades to black, and then this person went on to do this kind of thing.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like,
look at it,
everyone
Daddies.
walks out
Yeah.
the door. We go, and then Solar went blah blah blah, and then
I like that.
Glitch went
Yeah.
blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
Don't You Forget About Me is playing in the background. Yeah.
Perfect.
The last person has to do the like pause with this. You just go, yeah,
Except you're holding a fork and about to dig into the pancakes. That's what it is.
exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't black out the whole time. It's just the striking poses on the walk to Daddies, and then we end with
We end with
pancakes.
Perfect.
I definitely didn't spend my time writing one of those out already.
What? Yeah. Everyone. What's your sentence? Whoever wants to go first, just start talking.
Sentence? Limiting me to a sentence?
No.
Alright, have my spiel.
I was gonna say if you could leave it infuriatingly vague if you wish to. Like I'm just
Sentence might not be strict enough.
Yeah.
You get a comic panel.
Ooh, you get a
And
page.
more accurate, you get
Yeah.
a panel.
Alright.
So it can be more than one sentence.
Solar pushed for her media campaign, pushing the mainstream heroes to be more open with how their hero work was conducted. It was very divisive and not very appreciated, but her following was growing. The growth of her audience wasn't always a positive thing. A growing contingent of people were tuning in to argue against each imperfectly handled assignment. Despite her intention to be normal at all times, the growing pressure not to make mistakes has Solar increasingly diverging, putting on a mask in public, which, given the situation she put herself in, rarely if ever comes off. Let's go with Barney is her only outlet, as more and more of her honest communication becomes digital, with her phone rarely unattached from her fingers.
Yep. You start going to social media to have authentic communication with people, as opposed to the mask of face to face.
That's a bleak fucking future. I'm so sorry, Solar. My only friend is Twitter.
Excellent. So it's probably just Solar on her phone would be the visual panel or something like that.
Yeah.
She heads into Denny's and you just, Solar on the phone.
Okay.
Morg finally kills Justice Beam. And it's
Is
just
it-
like digging into a pile of hash browns. That's
Perfect.
it. That's the whole.
It doesn't explain any of the context or anything like that. It's just he did it.
Morg finally kills Justice Beam. He served life in prison, but he's dead, so he's still in prison.
He got away with it. Sentenced to life in prison, still at large.
Sentenced to life in prison.
Sentenced to
but
life
his
in prison. He
is
served no
over.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's better, but still at large.
Excellent.
For Glitch, I mean, Glitch went on his date with Jessica. It was the first time he was exposed to music and people dancing like that. He became so enraptured with that kind of scene. He eventually became a club DJ.
Ooh.
I like it.
You're your own, like, mixtape, too.
Yeah, I can do all the lighting effects. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a stage show. I am
Yeah.
a living stage show.
I picture with Glitch just dancing on the stage, and then the music just playing.
I think Void's epilogue is he takes over the family business. He
It's a
has
deli.
it's a deli. He has an on again, off again romance with some lady who turns out to be the Veil.
Yep.
And
Wait,
him
you
and his
dated
brother.
your mom's enemy?
She was roughly
Yeah,
his
she's-
age.
Yeah.
You were gone for this, but she was only like 3 years older than him, I think.
How do you rebel against superhero parents? I mean, come on, you date their enemy.
You hate their supervillains.
It's a Spider-Man Black
I
Cat
love her,
situation.
Mom.
His relationship with his brother is never fully repaired, and perhaps he becomes a supervillain. Who knows?
Yeah. Perfect.
I think the future of that story is you keep trading off who's the hero and who's the villain, like every couple of arcs.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep.
I am listening to Don't You Forget About Me too.
Well, I won't for copyright stream reasons, but
Mm-hmm.
I am in my heart. Okay. And that is masks. So we'll be taking a quick break for a few minutes, and then we'll be back to talk about our experience with the game itself. So stream isn't over, and if you're watching this on YouTube, which most people do, um, I'll put this up the same day, I think. So you should see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same
Fair
day
enough.
upload.
Yep.
Yep.
We'll be back in a few.